guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today in the Ask SSM video series, I got an email from a guy. He's 30 years old, and he's going to share his story about how he's had a lot of trouble in the ladies department ever since he started being interested in dating and girls and all that, in particular in his 20s on up. And one of his biggest problems he has in terms of attracting women is because of his height. He's only 5'4", which I do agree can be an issue for a lot of women out there. And as you can probably imagine, it has impacted his self-confidence, his self-worth, and all that. And it's just been one bad experience and rejection after another. And he's pretty much emailing me, asking my help about what my advice would be in a situation like that, as well as he shares a story of how he recently really felt like he was hitting it off with some girl that he worked with. And even though I disagree with getting involved with coworkers, and he asked her out, and she just, boom, rejected him like that, and he's really hurt over this. So everybody much wants to figure out and ask my opinion, what he can do to help move on from this, and things in my opinion he can do to help himself out, and so forth. So I'm going to go through his email here. I'll save my opinions and answers to his questions to the very end, and hopefully this will be able to help this guy out, as well as anybody else is struggling with something that's holding them back. So he says here, hello SSM. I've been watching your channel for a long time, 2 years almost, and I would like to thank you for all the work that you're putting in to help us men out that are struggling. Bro, no thank you. 2 years, I've been on for a hair more than 2 years, so thank you for supporting me pretty much since day one. I really appreciate it. Unfortunately, this won't be a happy story, but rather a short, gloomy one. I know you're not a therapist, but I hope you will read this whole story anyway. Well, it's your lucky day because your email popped up and I'm going to cover it. I've been struggling with rejection from girls from my early 20s until now. I'm 30 years old. I was not bothered by it initially, but given the long period of time, it really started to lead to depression. I know it's wrong to see it this way, but the main cause of the rejections were in fact because I'm short, 5'4". I'm not trying to sugarcoat it and blame it on this one thing, but I can say that all online social media conversations ended as soon as they found out I'm like that, and in regards to real life interactions, they ended as soon as I start trying to invite them for a drink. Well, dude, I'm not going to bullshit you. You know, women, you know the old thing, the 6 feet tall, 6-figure income, six-pack. Okay, I don't repeat that just to say it. There is definitely a lot of truth to that, and usually the taller a guy is, the better his odds are. And unfortunately, dudes that are, dudes that are like 5'4", it's tough. But it's not impossible. Okay, I've known plenty of dudes that are your height or shorter, I might add, that have gotten women. Okay, and you can tell being around them that the women really like them. But those guys didn't let their height get in the way. They realized that, you know what? Okay, I'm certainly going to have a harder time attracting as many gals as I would if I was 6'1", but I can still get them. But I'm willing to bet you, if I met you, I'd be able to pick up right away through your body language, your tone of voice, your personality, a lack of confidence. And I get that because of years and years of rejection. I understand. But what you got to do is find a way to build yourself up and understand there's nothing you can do about your height. Just like there's nothing a bald guy could do about being bald or things like that. And putting aside Rogaine or something. And working with what you got. And I'm going to come back to that in the end. He says, I want to make it clear I don't hold any grudges against them. Some of them were nice, others were brutal, like comments like, you are too short for me, or I'm looking for someone who looks like a man. Someone actually said that to you? What a bitch. Well, it is what it is. I can't change nature, so why bother by it? To get back to the main topic, which is the story, this is one that got me the most. I've been talking with this girl from work. Let's call her Maria. She's a genuine, nice person, caring and all that. I know I'm being a white knight, and it seemed that we hit it off. She was initiating the conversations, inviting me to eat with her at the work cafeteria. She was always talking about her personal stuff to me, like she was being okay, being vulnerable, and she appeared genuinely interested in me. Dude, I smelled the friend zone. What I sense immediately reading that is you're the guy she talks to about her problems, her concerns, her worries. That's the nice guy, white knight type of thing. Unfortunately, you misinterpret her wanting to hang out with you and open up and talk about things as her being interested in you in a romantic way. I don't sense that at all. Just from reading that. Obviously, I read your email before I did this video, but immediately that's what I sensed. After a while, Maria became single by divorcing. I understood from her that that was pretty much a toxic relationship with an immature person for 6 years, and that she is looking for a mature, stable guy. That's what she claims she's looking for, but what she's probably attracted to are guys that have qualities that are the bad boys, but also usually are kind of immature and unpredictable and untrustworthy and unreliable and all that. Remember, don't pay attention to what they say, pay attention to their actions. How many times have you heard girls say, I'm just looking for a nice guy and blah, 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 but then the types of guys they get involved with are the exact opposite of what they say they want. Then I said to myself, why not ask her out? As soon as I did, her attitude changed completely. She replied with, I'm not interested, and cut off almost all contact with me. From the almost daily conversations, it went to close to none. I respected her decision and never initiated any conversation talk after, which was hard. She cut you off because she obviously came to realize, oh crap, this guy interprets me wanting to be just friends with him as a romantic thing, so I gotta back away now so he can understand completely that it's a platonic thing, it's not a romantic thing. I'm sorry that happened, bro, but that's I'm not surprised. You were her buddy to talk to in the cafeteria and open up, and you willingly listen and listen and listen. Now, I get that she was married, so you didn't want to go there, and I respect that. You shouldn't do that. But if she was single and you were meeting up, you should have asked her out immediately. This is on the basis that she was single. I mean, she was married, so I understand you didn't do that. Guys that hesitate and poke around and all that, the women lose respect from real quick, and they then go into the friend zone with the girls because she's like, hey, this is the guy I can talk to about my problems and all other bullshit, because women got to talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. But in this situation, she wasn't into you. I hate to break it to you, but I'm being honest with you. It says here, now here's the part where it got me depressed. Recently, a very old friend of mine, a university best friend, which is a Chad, a Tinder legend that has been working abroad, came back and said, let's go have a meal so we can catch up. We started to chat, and at some point he said, hey, I went on a date with a girl from the place that you are working. Then he started to talk about this girl and started to describe her. I have to admit, as soon as he was describing the location, her looks, etc., I started to feel like a forged flamed iron was piercing my health. Then he showed me her Instagram, Tinder, and it was her indeed. Small world. No offense, that sounds a little too small of a world to believe, but I'm going to take your word for it, but okay, fine. I never felt so heartbroken in my life, and now I feel like I'm shattered. I can't focus on anything which impacts my work, and it's really hard to snap out of it. Dude, you weren't even dating her. I get you have a history of rejection and hurt and all that, and I get that, but it's not like you guys are in a relationship or anything, but I'll come back to that in a minute. What advice can you give me for this particular case? I know I must be put this behind me, but it's really hard. She's probably the closest thing I got to a girl. Thank you, and good luck with the channel. You're doing a fine job. Okay, brother, so I'm going to address 3 things. First, I'm going to start off with addressing the whole height issue and things you can, about that. Second thing, I'm going to talk about more about the friend zone and girls and all that with guys. And the last thing about how to deal with this thing, move on and improve yourself. Okay, first thing about the height. There is nothing you can do about you being 5'4". That is how nature decided to make you 5'4", so you're 5'4". There's nothing you can do. And does that hold you back in some ways? Yes. I'd love to tell you otherwise, but I'd be fucking lying to you. Yes, the 5'4" thing will have an impact, but it doesn't mean it's all over. Because like I said earlier, I've known plenty of dudes that are short guys and get women. And it's not because they got money. It's not because they go around flaunting it. It's just because they said, you know what? Okay, I'm 5'4", but I'm going to have my other qualities help me. And I'm going to point out that some of these dudes were in fantastic shape. You ever notice a lot of short dudes are really jacked? Because they realize, like, okay, I can't get tall, but I can go to the gym and I can get my body into tremendous shape, and that can help make up a bit in terms of that. So what I recommend to you, if you don't work out at all, is you start going to a gym. You get on a good healthy diet, eat better, if you don't do this already, and maybe hire a personal trainer if this is all new to you, and get in a workout program. I'm not saying you got to become one of these short jack dudes that look like like a power lifter, but just get your body in shape and everything, and that will help you. Another thing I recognize is other things about your quality and personality. But it sounds to me because of lots of rejection, obviously you have a lower self-esteem, and I guarantee you that comes out when you talk to women. whether you're online or in person. You gotta work on yourself and do things to improve yourself in your life, and you'll start feeling better about yourself. And then when you talk to them, you'll be much more relaxed and easygoing and have better opportunity. But I guarantee they can smell the fear in you, because women are like Jedi Masters, well, Sith Lords, and they can sense it. It's like a sixth sense. They can sense the lack of confidence and all that. Okay, and so it'll turn them off. All right, and they'll just think, oh, it's because of the height. It isn't just the height. It's also your vibe. It's your personality. So I would recommend working on yourself in all areas of your life, trying to improve yourself, moving up in your job, making more money, getting into good shape, hanging out with your bros, all that type of thing. And I guarantee you start making up in other areas, it will help you. Again, there are some gals that will not give you the time of day because you're 5'4". Guaranteed. Just like there are some gals that won't give guys the time of day if they're bald. Okay, some women are attracted to bald men or men that have very short hair, like because they're balding. But there's others, they wouldn't give them the time of day, and that's it. They realize they're not going to get those girls, but who cares? There's plenty of them out there. So work on yourself in all those other areas. Work on your self-esteem, self-confidence. And I know it's tough to imagine being self-confident when you're not getting any girls and you want to get them, but it all boils down to self-improvement. You work on the self-improvement, you're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to walk taller. No offense. You're going to walk taller and feel better about yourself, and you'll get somebody. Okay? Just give it time. And it's going to take a lot of repetition and practice, but you can't give a shit. Second thing I want to address is the whole friend zone thing. I'm sorry to tell you this. I know you don't want to hear it. Well, I think you do want to hear it. That's why you wrote me. She saw you as a friend. From the get-go, you were a friend. You were the buddy at work to talk to and hang out with, because women don't like to be alone, and they want to have somebody they can talk to, and they can listen to them about their lives and their problems and all that. Okay? And I'm sure she genuinely liked you as a person, but then again, you're not interested in a friendship. You were interested in something romantic. And I respect that you didn't ask her out while she was still married to that dude. Good for you. But let's just say hypothetically that you met her and she wasn't married. You would have, in that situation, you should have asked her out immediately. Not waiting around 6 months or 3 months and becoming her BFF at work to listen to all her problems. Because by then you're in the friend zone, okay? But she saw you as a friend. I can tell from the beginning, okay? So, and once you're pretty much in that friend zone in her mind, it's difficult to get out. Not impossible, but difficult to get out. And I'd recommend, honestly, bro, is that just ignore her. Don't have anything to do with her. If you see her in the office, just smile, say hello, nothing more. And it's a possibility that if you just go about your business and all that, one day she might actually start talking to you again, and then you may, if you want to ask her out one more time, go for it, and she says no, then walk away. But here's the deal, and I want to make this clear. She's a coworker. So to be quite frank, as I say all the times, in the era of Me Too, be very careful with regards to that. In my opinion, work is for money. It's business. So you shouldn't be dating or getting involved with coworkers, because all it takes is one girl making a complaint to the human resources department and you lose your job. Is it worth it over some chick? I mean, you asking her out, if she was, a real a-hole, she could have went to HR if she felt uncomfortable. So just keep that in mind. But I would avoid her. I mean, let me rephrase that. I wouldn't deliberately avoid her and turn the other way when she's coming, but I wouldn't go out of your way to talk to her, hang out with her. If you see her, just smile, be pleasant, and you go about your business. End of story, And maybe she might start talking to you one day, and if she starts talking to you, then you can, if you want to, and you want to risk it, because you probably will, then you can ask her out. And if she says no, just say, well, I'm not interested in just being friends or anything like that, but if you change your mind, hey, you know what? You know where to find me. Something like that, if you want to go down that path. But honestly, because she's your coworker, it's not worth it. And the last thing, bro, about moving on and all this, she wasn't your girlfriend. And I get, this is more back to what I said in the beginning, work on yourself. Self-improvement in all areas of your life to make yourself feel better, the best you can be. And by you doing that, A, it will help you move on, but also B, it will help you with your game, if you will, with girls. But when you start working on yourself, you'll feel better. You'll put that vibe out into the world. You'll be walking taller, all that. And I also recommend, bro, if you maybe you're not good at talking to women, practice wherever you go, talking to women. I don't care where the hell you are, at the line of the grocery store, at the bank, I don't care, Target, whatever. Just strike up a conversation. And if it's not, even it doesn't have to be girls that you're attracted to. It could be some 75-year-old lady working the register at CVS. I don't care. Just practice talking, your social skills. You'll become more natural. And then you can start talking to gals that are obviously a little more better looking and go from there. Practice makes perfect. Or should I say, perfect practice makes perfect. And then over time, and also I want to point out, bro, is your buddy, who you said is the total Chad and is a Tinder legend, you described it. Hang out, if he's a true friend, hang out with him. Go out with him when he's going out and observe what he's like with women. I guarantee you he's relaxed and he doesn't give a shit because he knows he can get girls. And it's like you'll fake it till you make it type of thing. But go out with him. Have him give you some advice. Have him give him some pointers, and that could really help you out. It may hurt your self-esteem initially, but you can learn a lot from him. And if he's a true friend, he will help you out. But also I want to say as well is that as you start to improve yourself, you're 30 years old. Be careful about gals that are in their late 20s, early 30s. If all of a sudden, as you start improving yourself a little bit, all of a sudden the girls that wouldn't give you the time of day are paying attention to you. Because you have to be careful, because a lot of women, when they get to their late 20s, society tells them they got to be married or they're losers. So a lot of them will start going for guys, the nice guys, the white knights they ordinarily wouldn't give the time of day to, because they want to get a ring on that finger. They don't care who it is. Just be careful with that. So, bro, if you do all these different things, I guarantee you things will improve. But again, like I said before, repeating, your height, can't do anything about it. Okay, so work on other areas of your life. And I guarantee you, bro, there are things about you that are definitely exceptional. There are things about you that there's probably at least one thing about you that you do better than most people. Okay, or maybe two things that you excel at. Well, use that to help you in your situation. But I'm also going to really stress, perhaps join a gym, get yourself in a good shape, get some muscles going. It's not going to happen overnight. Hire a trainer, can teach you some techniques and skills if you don't know it already, and that will help you out in the physical department. And then it's just simply become more comfortable with yourself and who you are. You can learn that by practicing, talking to people, becoming very good at it, realizing that, hey, you know what, I can't do anything about my height, but there's other areas I can focus on. Learn from your buddy who's really good with women, and it will rub off on you and you'll have better luck. But just be very careful. And when you do that, you got to drop the white knight thing. That nice guy, listen to the girls' problems and all that shit. No. Don't put them on a pedestal. Don't kiss their butt. And I guarantee in time it will help you out. So I want you to do these things. And I guarantee in 6 months to a year, if you do what I say, your situation will be a lot better. As for the girl, like I said, you got to get over it. It's not like she was your girlfriend or anything. Your past does not determine your future, okay? If you want things to be better, if you want to date and relationships and all that, and this isn't the relationship channel, but since you asked me, I want to help you. Because I've been in your situation in varying degrees. When I was a lot younger, when I was that nice guy and I got me nowhere, I learned, okay? So just give it time, do these things I say, and it will help your situation. But again, I'm going to stress, she's your coworker. So even if one day she starts talking to you again, really consider whether you want to ask a coworker out, because you don't need that shit in your work life. But if you do anyway, if you do find yourself wanting to do that one more time, like I said earlier, I wouldn't go out of your way for her. Just go about your business at work. If you pass her in the hallway, just smile, say hello. And if she starts becoming friendly again and chatting you up, then maybe if you want to do this, you could ask her out one more time. And if she says no, just say, I'm not interested in being friends, but hey, you know what? If you change your mind, want to meet up for a drink, let me know. And then move on, end of story. But even then, you can weigh your options. All right. That is it for today. Be sure to comment down below, guys. Let me know what you think about this. Let this guy know what you think. And guys, by the way, I'm sure that there are some of you guys that have things that have held you back in life. Tell this guy, even though you may have something that may have held you back from the gals being attracted to you, things you've overcome to help your situation, let this guy hear about it. It will help him out. And guys, also, if you got any questions you'd like to ask me for future Ask SSM videos, by all means, email it to me. strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. And I haven't done these videos for a while, but I got a bunch of good emails recently, so I see more of these popping up. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.